Hello from the snowy part of East Tennessee that's currently 15 degrees. So, when we bring out the Carhartt face mask hat, it's cold. And dang, it's been cold today. It is currently 15 degrees. It is dropping. I've been outside doing chicken chores, which is not fun at all, but it's gotta be done. But I am now in my beautiful tack room, um, playing with my plants, looking to see how everybody's doing, seeing if anybody needs watered. I watered really good yesterday. I made a really nice video. It just happened to be that I did the video the wrong way. I actually did it up and down. YouTube doesn't like that. People don't like that. So here I go again. So this is our tack room. It is currently, it's a little cold over here in the corner. It's about 50 degrees. It's a little bit warmer over that direction. It's about 65 over there, but it's hard to keep up. I've got 2 oil burner heaters going right now. I had 3. One kicked the dust, so I have 2 doing their best to keep up with this really, really cold weather. But, so when it's cold outside and the chores outside are not so fun, it is not fun watering all this by hand because my water hoses and all my water sources on towards the barn are all froze up. But this is kind of relaxing for me, to be in my plant room looking at how everything is doing, checking out new growth, making sure if we got any problems going on. So let's turn you around and look what we got going on. So the exciting part for everybody, I think, that follows us is our peppers. So peppers are coming up. Super hots are super, super slow to come up always, but they are coming up. So that's always good. We've got some red skunks, death spirals, naga brains, purple death, I believe, purple bubblegum. I'm not sure if we have any purple death this year. It's a really cool pepper last year, but I'm not sure if it made it. 7-pot primo chocolates, 7-pot primos, which have not really done much of anything yet. We'll see how that goes. Chocolate primatalis, which have got great. I mean, look, I've got like 100% germination. Kudos from the seed supplier for those. Chocolate ghosts, same seed supplier, almost 100% germination thus far on them. Kudos to you. Hopefully they actually come out to what they are because it was a new vendor, so we'll see. You always got to trust your pepper vendors, but I think they're pretty trustworthy. We'll see. Scorpions, marugas, different ones, marugulas. This is a new tray of tomatoes that will hopefully start popping up. I think, yep, these are some of our tomatoes we're going to put in our greenhouse. More peppers down here. Stevia. Stevia is one of those that, stevia is like really near to impossible to grow from seed. I hate it. It's the thorn in my flesh. Rosemary, stevia, lavender, all that. Really, really bad germination rates all the time. They even tell you to germinate 2 to 3 times because they have such bad germination rate. But this is actually doing really, really nicely. So kudos to me for this year. I do have my rosemary starts going right here. They're looking very nicely. So we'll see how they go. Hopefully we'll have lots of organic rosemary to sell plants. These we just put in. This I just brought off of the heat mat because I've got pretty good germination. The rest of them will probably start germinating too. It's warm enough in here. But this is my purple elegance, or elegance purple, whichever one it is, lavender. So we'll have it growing. It already smells good, so that's pretty awesome. We got some beets growing here. Oh, I finally got a little beet. We didn't have any of these yesterday, so we've got boulder golds coming up. So it's a golden beet. These are old seeds. They're just miscellaneous beets that we just put together just to see what would come up. And I did not have kale coming up yesterday, and I got kale popped up today. So it kind of just pops up before your eyes. Now, This little one looks like it's going to need watered again. The rest of them look pretty good, but that looks like it's going to need watered. We've got one of my favorite lettuces, Crispino. Crispino is a iceberg lettuce. So icebergs are your typical round lettuce heads that you get. I love them. They make great salads. Just chop one in half and eat the whole thing. Put a little blue cheese, a little bit of balsamic vinaigrette on there, a little bit of bacon crumbs, some tomatoes. Oh, it's such a good meal. Ruby Red's not coming up, looks like yet. You'll have to excuse me. I've been a little under the weather. Little Jim lettuces, those are great. They're like little mini romaines. Tom thumbs, they're like little tiny icebergs. So they're really cool. I like those. Merlot, it's a pretty red lettuce. Or at least it's supposed to be red. Hopefully Steven seeded the right thing there. Because it is green currently, but like many lettuces, it can turn definitely as it grows. Nothing on the May Queen. Oh, there's a few that's started popping up, but those are very, very old seeds, like 5 years or longer. Ruby Streaks mustard. So we'll have mustard green mixes and Vulcan lettuce. I don't know a whole lot about that one, so I'd have to read up more about that one. So there's that, or at least that part. And I gotta get my little chair out here, or step stool, to do the rest of these because they're a little up higher than what I could get to with my camera. And like I said, you'll have to excuse me because all kinds of congestion and stuff going on. So, climb up to the top here. So, these are figs that I've got started. We'll see how they go. I do fig cuttings every year. I love my figs. I sell figs. I actually was out here like Sunday, Monday, collecting all of these, trying to get a head start on it before the cold weather got here and froze them all and they died. So, we just brought these out here. There's a few. I need to water that one immediately. So, most of those are tomatoes. We've got peppers down here. Those are looking really great. This one I'm not so sure about. This tray has the same exact beginnings as all the rest of these, but it's not doing real great. So I'm not sure. Sometimes you just have bad germination, but it's kind of funky to me that you've got like the whole tray of this one coming up and that one and that one. Now the big difference is there is a Boutonide Cross Black Ghost in there, Big Mustard Mama. So you got some super hots, which may take some longer germination times, as we know. But I'm keeping an eye on this one, keeping a real good watch on the temperature to see how it's doing. Down here we have, well, what we have is supposed to be onions. Some of our onions have come up. That is not an onion. That is a seed from a lettuce or brassica that has found its way into my onion tray. These are onions. See those little pops? Little grass coming up. So that's going to be our onions for the 2024 season. These are looking really nicely. Now I've got some bulbing onions in here, and I've also got, like over here, I believe those are, yeah, those are definitely our bunching onions. That one particularly is an evergreen hardy white. Okay, now up to the top. We've got more bunching onions. I'm not sure what kind that is because I'm not pulling it out, but the tag's over there. Astrorugula. Purple Lady Pak Choi. Pak Choi, Bok Choy. I've never actually found a difference as to why some people say Pak Choi, some people say Bok Choy. It's kind of in or out, whichever one you want to do. We just go by what the label says, and that one particularly is Pak Choi. Azor Star Kohlrabi. Kohlrabi we just actually got into a couple years ago. Mainly growing for ourselves, but we're going to try to grow some more for our customers this year. So we've got a whole tray of the Azor Star. We got more over here, but I'm going to have to get off of my little step stool and push this little heater out of my way. Usually we don't use extension cords in here because obviously water and issues, but I blew the breaker on that heater, so I had to, and I'm not sure what I did. Sometimes that happens. I didn't have time and it was too cold to go find the breaker under the house, nor do I want to mess with all the stuff under the house right now, so it's not the breaker in the barn. Anyway, there's more Joy Choy, Bopak, Pak Choy, Black Summer, which is another Pak Choy. So if you like Pak Choy, you're going to be in good hands this year, at least this spring. A Quick Star, Kohlrabi, Rosemary. So Rosemary is another one of, like I said, with the other things. It's a thorn in my flesh. We see these really heavy. There's a few coming up. Just a few. But it takes a long germination period. I mean, these things can take like months to come up. Back to, it is a thorn in my flesh. It is what it is. I love rosemary, and I love selling plants of rosemary to people. Desico broccoli. So Desico broccoli is like a heading broccoli. So you get the big head, but you also get side shoots, which are really good and delicious also. I kind of like the side shoots better than the heads. Noble Jade. It is a mini broccoli, so it's going to be a little floret on top with a spear. Sweet bunch broccoli is also the same, but it's more sweet and crisp. Not so much of a flower head. Really good. Great tasting. So we got more onions. So if you like onions, hopefully we'll be able to take care of your onion desires this year, because we should have plenty, hopefully, if everything works out. Got a couple things back here. Two things in one tray. Honsai Thai, which is an Asian budflower green. So it's kind of like a broccoli, a stem broccoli, but it's different. It's more kind of like for the leaf, but it's got the stem of the broccoli, but you chop it up. You can use it in stir fries, anything you use in a broccoli application, so forth. White Russian kale, which is one of our favorite kales. Very good. Got Tokyo Bacana, the whole tray. It is actually starting to form its second little leaf, which means if it wasn't freezing outside, I could go ahead and start planting some of these outside. But it is freezing, and Tokyo Bacana does not like 15 degrees. Neither do I. Ben Hosai Mizuna. Now, Mizuna does not like it hot, nor does it like it cold. What I have found that spinach will like, it's really close to the spinach family. Spinach can go through this like 1 degree temperatures and still be okay. Mizuna cannot. When it turns like freezing outside and we get our frost, then it's done. So unless you got it covered, and we have grown it covered before. So what I like to do when I come through here, and this is the good thing about watering by hand, is that you can look at each individual plant and see if you've got any issues going on. Big things to look for in a greenhouse environment is aphids. And we always have aphid issues every single year. Yes, ladybugs can take care of that. And then there's some organic sprays that we can use that will take care of the aphid infestations. We do take into consideration what the spray does, what the side effects are, how it's made, why it's made, if it poses any dangers to anything before we spray it, because we're pretty responsible with our sprays and don't like to spray at all. But then sometimes the ladybugs are not available in a timely period, or it's too cold for the ladybugs and it would kill them. So lots of different things to consider there. So I got one more tray to go. And this one happens to be plain regular Mizuna. So this one will be like a red tint, and this one will just be plain regular green Mizuna, which is pretty cool. I like Mizuna. Mizuna's got a really nice spinach type flavor with a little bit of kick to it. It's kind of like, to me, it's between an arugula and a spinach. So look at those beautiful plants. You know, this is why this is my happy place, because I can look at my plants and see them grow and see them from nothing to popping up. And it's just nice to have somewhere to relax and look at things and just kind of take back and look at how things are going and reflect on new growth and what the new year is going to look like, because we all know 2023 was not real great in East Tennessee for growing stuff. So we're hoping 2024 is better. So we'll see y'all later, give you more updates, and thanks for watching.